Now we have equally divided panel on this tonight. Aslam Ghoni and Sanjay Singh and Bimal Soni, member legal committee of the BCCI, vice president of the Jharkhand State Cricket Association, and Bimal Soni of the Rajasthan Cricket Association are all pro-BCCI and anti-BCCI. On this, I presume I've got their positions right. Saad Bin Jung, former Ranji player and commentator, Kishore Bhimani, senior sports journalist, and Amit Naik is advocate for the Cricket Association in Bihar, who started it all and took this matter up in the High Court. Now, double speak, Mr. Aslam Ghoni, is a very bad thing. You know, when you speak in when you take two lines, then you end up being exposed. And the BCCI has indulged in this double speak. Why has the BCCI done this double speak, Mr. Ghoni?
I don't know enough to what you are referring, the double speak, but let me make one thing very clear.
Contradiction, self-contradiction.
I have been on your channel. If you'll allow me in a very civilized way to speak, I'll speak. I've been fasting whole day. I can't shout, Arnab. Please, if you will allow me for some time, I will speak out. Otherwise, you know, it's no, and the voice is echoing too much. Listen, you see, it was your channel. I have been continuously participating in debate on your channel.
Yeah.
It was your channel which was very eager, including all other media, that the BCCI should get this whole thing probed. Now, this probe committee was made. I would not comment right, wrong. They made a probe panel. This probe panel is challenged before the Bombay High Court. Bombay High Court declared this to be illegal and unconstitutional. And if board decides, or the governing body of the IPL decides to file a LPA, you kindly tell me, Arnab, what is wrong in this?
No. One second. You are in your rights. You are in your rights to file an appeal,
what's
right?
Wrong in
no, one second. Please.
Yes.
You are in your rights to file an appeal in the Honorable Supreme Court of the country. You are absolutely right, and you should do it. Go ahead. But you see, my question was double speak. And I'll give you an example. You said, I don't know what double speak you're talking about. I'll give you and I'll then tell Bimal Soni. The double speak is this. On the one side, Srinivasan recuses himself from the Governing Council meeting, saying it is important for the Governing Council's actions to be seen to be legally and ethically correct. Right? And on the other side, you appeal to the Supreme Court challenging the High Court's observation. So essentially, it has defended the Judicial Commission that the High Court found illegal and unconstitutional. That's the double speak. Go ahead, Mr. Naik.
What we've heard from
Mr. Naik is now telling you more on this. Mr. Naik, go ahead.
What we've heard from
Tuesday, double speak. Yeah.
Let's get the facts and the events very clear.
Yeah, absolutely.
On Tuesday.
No, 1 second. Listen to the other side. That's the double speak.
What we heard on Tuesday. Let's get the facts straight. 1 minute. On Tuesday, we heard that the petition is dismissed.
Try to find a fault.
Nothing is binding. Today, what you're hearing is that they want to prefer an SLP. Of course, it's within their rights and their prerogative to do so. I don't think that's the question.
Yeah.
I think this judgment has an underline. It has an undertone, and I think salute and kudos to the judges.
Your mic needs to be pinned back. Yeah, 1 second. We need to pin back your mic. I'm sorry for this. It happens on live television. I'm so sorry. Yeah, please continue. No, I don't want that to hurt the flow. Just the other way. Yeah, go ahead.
This judgment has an underline.
Yeah.
This judgment, in my view, is a vindication of public interest, of cricket lovers. But more importantly, what is the message of this judgment? You see, this judgment is saying, we are not getting into or directing you to constitute any probe panel.
Yeah.
But there are clear findings to the effect that there is a probability that respondent number 2 may be involved in a prima facie case.
Yeah.
And respondents were not able to prove otherwise. But the message, and Arnab, this is the essence. You see, in Netaji's case, the Supreme Court has said that the board cannot act arbitrarily, whimsically or capriciously. I think the board needs to be mindful of this from here on.
But the board has already agreed on it. You see, that's what Mr. Aslam Ghoni cannot contradict. He's also a lawyer, by the way. But Mr. Aslam Ghoni's problem is tonight. Mr. Aslam Ghoni's problem is tonight that Mr. Aslam Ghoni knows that his own BCCI vice president thinks that what is going on is terrible. Because Niranjan Jha, the BCCI vice president, called for the appointment of a new probe panel, and he said that the board's image has gone down. The board's image has gone down. We must do something to improve the board's image because cricket is very important. One second.
See, Arnab, I tell you one thing very clearly. Here you are on a legal point. You are saying there is a judgment of the High Court. You are saying whether BCCI, we should advise BCCI whether they should challenge it or not. Any party, as a matter of fact,
that's not. It's a foolish argument. Why should I make a foolish argument? No, that's a foolish argument. I know you don't think much about my intelligence, but I'm not that foolish.
Please,
I have not said that. You can't put words in my mouth. You can't put words in my mouth.
You can't advise now from your channel to people whether they should appeal against the order or they should not.
But I'm not doing that, Mr. One second. That's what I said, Mr. Goni. 1 minute, Mr. Goni. I said that I know that you don't think much of my intelligence, but I am not that foolish. Why should I make that foolish argument? I began by saying you have every right to appeal.
No right to call anybody else also foolish.
No, I am not.
Please,
I said you think I am foolish, but I've asked a straightforward question to you, Mr. Goni. Why are you getting angry? The High Court in its order said.
You have taken an issue which is most foolish issue.
You can say that, Mr. Goni. What I'm saying is you have a right to go and appeal.
Most foolish issue. You cannot advise from here the parties whether they should appeal or not.
Sir, you know what? If I say it 1,000 times, will you still believe me or not? I say it 1,000 times. Now I'm saying 1,000 times you have a right to file an appeal in the Supreme Court.
So what is the problem?
So the problem is that why did Srinivasan recuse himself from the governing council meeting? I put that question to Bimal Soni. Bimal Soni.
You want to predict and name a child which is not born.
1 second. Bimal Soni.
Repeatedly.
I was born years ago.
Yes.
Arnab, I've been repeatedly saying that prima facie first instance, what probe committee was made, it was wrongly made. Mr. Jagdale has clearly said that he did not know about the order and he came to know from television. So we know about it and this has been confirmed in the Bombay High Court. After that, I agree what Niranjan Shah has said. The prestige of the board, the prestige of cricket, the sanctity of the cricket board is at stake. They should have made a new probe committee and gone ahead.
Sata.
Yes, legally, we can go as BCCI and challenge the High Court order. But I don't understand why it is being done.
Because there you are. There you are, Mr. Goni. There you are.
Yes.
Go on, Mr. Soni.
Please. We can go and challenge it.
Please go ahead.
Somebody holding a order.
What I am trying to say,
this is not something which I can accept as a lawyer. I cannot accept it as a lawyer.
Sometimes you have to answer.
Any party has a right to file.
No,
they
as a lawyer, BCCI has a right to go there.
SLP, but
as law,
you can't file a false
BCCI has a right to go there.
Against the High Court order.
But Goni Sahab, I am okay. You are right as a lawyer. BCCI has a right to go to Supreme Court. But the prestige, the goodwill, the creditability was more important. With Niranjan Shah also saying
that's my question.
It has been proved and people like Shirke and Jagdale have resigned. It is better.
Why are you doing this? You see, 1 second. Why are you doing this? Sanjay Singh of the Jharkhand Cricket Association and Sanjay Singh, Vice President of the Jharkhand State Cricket Association. Why is the Indian Cricket Board doing this? Then it's not a question of Srinivasan's credibility anymore then. It's become a question of the credibility of the BCCI because the High Court in its order said, and I quote, absent anything else, they indicate a degree of probability that respondent number 2, that is Srinivasan, did have a role in the appointment of the members of the commission. So don't today's results prove that by appealing against the High Court order, the BCCI is trying to defend Srinivasan? And is that a good thing?
Let that be examined by
Mr. Sanjay Singh is responding from Ranchi tonight.
Let that be examined by the apex court of the country. You can't stop that examination.
Nobody's stopping. I have a right to ask the questions. Mr. Singh.
No, what right to ask the question? What question? Question whether BCCI should file SLP or not.
No, I am asking a question.
Nobody has to decide whether
I am asking you 1 second. Mr. Dhoni, I am not going to say what you want me to say. I say you have a right to file an appeal, but I have every right to discuss, the background of what has happened before that appeal, please. It's still a democracy. It's still no. One second. Mr. Ghoni, Mr. Ghoni,
you mold the thing.
Mr. Ghoni, India, Mr.
What
Ghoni.
we are discussing, I want
Mr.
to know.
Ghoni, Mr. Ghoni, on a lighter note, on a lighter note,
should file SLP or not?
Mr. Ghoni, on a lighter note,
what are we discussing?
Mr. Ghoni, on a lighter note, India is still a democracy. The BCCI may not be. Yes, Sanjay Singh, go ahead.
Mr. Arnab, I would like to make my point clear. What was the board supposed to do after all these allegations and things like that? The board did a thing. They made a committee. That committee consisted of judges, and they came up with a report. That report was filed, and in retrospective of that report, somebody came up and filed a case in the Bombay High Court. No. The Bombay High Court said
that's
something.
Factually incorrect. That's factually incorrect.
The Bombay High Court
petition was filed before
passed
the
an
report
order
came out.
saying that
The
it
petition
was
filed. No, let's get the facts clear.
And
the petition was filed before the report came out.
Was filed.
The report was not even before the court.
Yeah.
The basis of the petition was the manner in which the
not what was in the report.
And let's understand this. Again, I am citing
So
this.
Mr. Singh is wrong.
Yes, he's wrong.
Mr. Singh is
wrong. The
wrong.
principle of fairness needs to be shown. And there is a larger issue, Mr. Ghosh.
Okay, he wants to respond.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Mr. Arnab, okay, the petition was filed before, and what were the findings has been challenged, and the court feels that whatever the findings of the committee are not correct.
Again, incorrect.
That's what the court, Bombay High Court
The judgment
feels.
doesn't deal with any report or any findings. It deals with the constitution of the probe panel. So that is factually wrong.
Why are you?
The board does not
The
have
facts are completely
what
wrong.
happens?
the authority to appeal.
Broader question. Mr. Singh.
Hello.
Unconstitutionally.
No, Mr. Singh, one sec. I think Kishore Bhimani and Sadbing Jung, let's go into the core issue. What is this issue? This issue, spot fixing. Underworld links. Right?
Wait.
It's called Dawood Ibrahim, the Delhi police charge sheet. 1 minute.
Nobody would
Dawood Ibrahim, they say, is the fountainhead of match fixing. And what is coming across is that the BCCI's own investigation into the matter seems to be shoddy, completely incomplete and insincere.
Here I agree, Arnab, if such a serious allegation, what is the police doing? They should carry it forward. Then these panels would mean nothing.
Sadbing Jung.
Would mean nothing.
Sadbing Jung, what do you think of what's going on in the BCCI? Sadbing Jung's turn, please. Go ahead.
Let's not keep.
This I have been
let's
repeatedly
not
saying.
make this
Mr. Sadbing Jung.
the way they wanted to make it. Because I'm not a lawyer.
Mr. Sadbing Jung, exactly. Let's go beyond the legal part.
Please keep quiet for.
Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Let's get out. Let's discuss this in the spirit of the game. And if in the spirit of what is happening, let us keep this discussion here. Let's not take it legal, because if we take it legal, let the courts decide that. The fact of the matter, and I have a question to all the other members of the panel too. Now, whatever the agenda of Mr. Srinivasan were before he came in, and by the way, he is not small fry, he's big, he would have known, and his lawyers would have told him that he can't take part in what's going to happen. So he was always going to sit out. Now, what was he going to do there when he was sitting out? He had an agenda, and the agenda would most probably have been to ensure that he lived to fight another day and to take the matter to court, to the Supreme Court. Now, that is one. The second thing is, why was not the committee meeting continued? Why wasn't it held? Why did the BCCI have to back off from holding the meeting later? Srinivasan was never going to be there. From the beginning they knew he wasn't going to be there. So why didn't they continue with the second meeting? And this is where I want to ask the other panel members, what was the agenda in delaying the meeting? Why is cricket suffering?
What do you think it is? What do you think it is, Sad?
What do I think it is? I think it's an ulterior, it's a plan which normally happens with the BCCI, because it is such a large body with so many politicians and so much of politics that is happening in there. There is an ulterior plan that is taking part. When we discussed this earlier in the morning, before we had the advantage of hindsight, we didn't know what the plan was, but now it's quite apparent that even though Boria said that, things are going to happen, there's going to be a change, there is no change. Srinivasan got exactly what he wanted out of it. He wanted the matter to continue, he wanted to live, and to live another day, to fight, and he wanted everything open. Now, he's got more time to work that plan out. I don't know what that plan is. Only time will tell us that there is what that plan is.
No, but on the one side, today was supposed to be, as part of the script, Srinivasan's comeback day, hasn't it, Kishore Bhimani? Today was supposed to be Srinivasan's comeback day, but the Bombay High Court verdict has punctured all that. That's how also it can be looked at. Mr. Bhimani, what do you think is going on in the BCCI? Has the BCCI stopped caring enough about its image?
Well, let me start by this. You talked about the credibility of the BCCI, whether it has been damaged.
Yeah.
The BCCI never had credibility. Let me start with one point. The last time we were all together, Arnab, we had Mr. Srinivasan telling us that he is stepping aside, not stepping down, stepping aside in the pendency of the inquiry. I'm not interested in the legalities of it. I'm interested in the spirit of it. When he had said, I'm stepping aside. Why did he attempt to come back today? Why did he even talk to the committee? Because the probe is not over. The issue, the two distinguished judges who gave this report, it has not yet been accepted. It has not yet been discussed. It is not yet in the public domain. Then why did he come back? In other words, I'll come back when I feel like it. He made a fool of all of us. He made a fool of the BCCI. My objection today, Arnab, is very simple. If we say that there is a revolt within the BCCI, the revolting people, I'm sorry, that doesn't sound good, but the people who revolted should then have said, we are not party to this appeal to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is going to look at the very honorable Supreme Court. We are saying nothing against the judiciary, but the point was the High Court has
But Mr. Bhimani, can I ask you something? Mr. Bhimani, you know what the viewers are saying tonight? You know what the viewers are saying? They say, we don't give a damn about the BCCI's politics. We are only interested on whether these people would clean up cricket. No. Their internal politics, Mr. Ghoni's internal politics in the BCCI is his problem. But in the process, they have undermined a serious investigation into corruption in cricket. Don't you think so, Mr. Bhimani?
Absolutely. The undermining started long ago. Today,
let him speak, Mr. Ghoni. I'll come to you.
Like we discussed before, that so-called commission of inquiry had 3 people. It was reduced to 2. Now the idea was when two honorable gentlemen, Sanjay Jagdale and Ajay Shirke, when they left this, it was evident to the whole world that we talk about the
but why is the BCCI carrying out this joke, Mr. Bhimani? No, why is the BCCI carrying out this joke? Mr. Aslam Ghoni, the High Court order made some very scathing observations. This is a joke on the people of this country. Mr. Ghoni, and what gives you the confidence to carry out this joke?
You want to tell me that High Court order as it is passed, you have examined and this is a order which doesn't need any review or any SLP.
What I'm saying,
you want to tell me that?
No, what I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Ghoni, is this. Don't put words in my mouth. You are repeatedly trying to put words in my mouth, and I insist that you stop trying to put words in my mouth. The High Court order made some very scathing observations.
I am not, Arnab, I am not. How come somebody can put words in Arnab's mouth? It is just impossible.
No, they may not be able to, but some people try.
Putting your words in somebody's mouth.
No, the fact is this. I am
asking you to reply, to give a right answer. I am asking you that do you want to tell me that you have examined the High Court judgment and this judgment cannot be subject to any further...
No. One second. Again, you are trying to do the same thing. I'll get Sadbing Jung to respond to you, but before I get to Sadbing Jung, I want to tell you the High Court order claimed that you had claimed that the BCCI's probe committee was appointed in a manner which was right. The High Court order has said it has not been appointed in a manner which is consistent you have appointed a probe which is you have appointed a probe. You have allow me to speak. Allow me to speak. You have appointed
a remedy provided under
No, that's not the point. I'm going to let Sadbing Jung come in and take you on because you have appointed a probe in a manner which is not consistent.
Let us be little reasonable. Arnab, let us be little reasonable.
Sir, you're not letting me complete.
Arnab, if you remember, we are the ones who actually questioned the probe in the first place.
Absolutely, we did, Sad.
We are the ones who said as this panel. Remember that when we questioned it?
Absolutely.
You were there.
No, watch it. One at a time. One sec. Yes, Saad.
One question.
Saad bin Jan is asking a question. 1 minute. I'm coming to you, Amit. Saad bin Jan is asking you a question. Go ahead.
Whatever be the case with the High Court, and I'm sure you've read it and you know it better than us, please tell me, why was the second meeting postponed? Why are you allowing the workings of the BCCI to get affected? Is that to give Srinivasan more time to come back?
Yes.
Why didn't you go ahead with the meeting? You're not telling me that it is because of some word which was missing?
It's not second meeting. The working committee meeting was not held. And
the first meeting, again you're becoming a lawyer. Let's discuss the spirit.
No, watch it. If he discusses the spirit...
So are you...
No, Mr. Bimal Soni, one sec. Mr. Bimal Soni, they formed a probe committee which was not consistent with the board's own IPL operational rules. It required one member of the behavioral committee to serve on the panel, but nobody did. Instead, it had two retired judges, and we have no idea who appointed these judges. That's why this is a joke.
We also
Bimal Soni.
conflict of interest there.
Bimal Soni.
Please, can I speak?
One sec. Bimal Soni, listen to Bimal Soni.
Today's discussions are not going in the right track. There are only two things to discuss. If Mr. Goni wants to prove law, I agree. High Court decision has to be challenged in the Supreme Court. But that's not the issue. BCCI is custodian of cricket. In the spirit of the game, what me and Saad bin Jan have played. First of all, a committee is formed without calling the governing council. The person who has been put as board secretary in the probe committee, he says, I am resigning, I have not been informed. Now I am not talking law, I am talking the ethics. And he says, Mr. Jagdale said, I don't know anything about the committee. Still we continue with the committee. Okay, go ahead. We step aside when you should have resigned. You don't step, when you step aside, you give it to Mr. Dalmia. Then Mr. Dalmia selects Mr. Sanjay Patel and selects somebody else as the treasurer, Mr. Sawant. And Mr. Sanjay Patel yesterday speaks that Mr. Srinivasan has taken over. What is a joke? What is this?
It's a joke.
And when the meeting is taking place, hold on, Anam. When meeting is taking place, this is what I am talking is the spirit of the game, what we all have played. We have not played like that.
Absolutely.
In the meeting, Mr. Dalmia chairs it, and then the meeting is called off. And why? Because if the meeting was discussed, probably people would have spoken for a new probe, probably Niranjan Shah would have spoken, probably Mr. Bindra would have spoken. So nobody was asked to speak.
Yeah.
And a solution was found. Then let's go to SLP. Let's play again like cards. If Supreme Court gives us a positive decision,
but you know, I'm coming back to you.
I'm sorry, Anam.
No, I want to know.
Anam, whatever we are discussing, I am very clear. Whatever has happened again today is a shame.
You see,
for the BCCI.
You see, they are
our
repeating.
goodwill has gone down, and I hope all people get sane and try and bring back the laurels of BCCI.
You know, my worry is that the BCCI has stopped caring, Mr. Bhimani. My real worry is that the BCCI has become such an inward-looking self-interest group that it has really stopped caring. And that's what causes the great concern and almost grief to cricket lovers, Mr. Bhimani. Yes, Mr. Bhimani.
Arnab, you have been doing
well, I'll reply to this in this way,
Arnab,
if I'm allowed to speak, that what really has happened is they really never had credibility. They never really cared.
Let Mr. Bhimani come in, Mr. Goni.
Supreme arrogance. They never cared for... Mr. Goni will keep talking, so because this is lawyers versus non-lawyers like us. What happened is, these people never cared for their image. They cared for survival. They cared for how they can further the personal interests of the oligarchy. Today, Mr. Srinivasan has bluffed all of us, cricket lovers, that he is stepping aside. He didn't step aside. The point today was Sanjay Patel's statement yesterday that he is back in the saddle. It made me sit up. It gave me a sleepless night. How can he come back? How can he come back when he stepped aside? And then they're bluffing the public, they're bluffing the BCCI. My only objection, Arnab, is that the gentlemen, people like Bindra and all, who are honest objectors. What they should have done was to come out and say, we are not party to this appeal.
They are not coming out. No, they are not coming out. No. You see, they are not. And that's a problem. You see, I agree with you, Mr. Bibani.
Can I add something to what you say, Kishore?
No, yes, go ahead,
Kishore,
sir.
can I add something to you?
Yeah, go ahead, sir. I'll come to you, Amit, after that. Yeah.
Listen, Arnav, I think it's about time that the BCCI understood this one fact, okay? And that is that if you're going to make a monkey out of us every now and then for the past so many years, become BCC. Please drop the India. Please do not represent my India. Please do not represent Team India of a billion people because you are not representing us.
That's so true.
You don't have any authority to represent us.
That's so true. But I want to. But that's so true.
Represent us. Please represent us.
That's so true. That's so true. But I want to ask Sanjay Singh, who's been listening on quietly. Sanjay, you know, my question to you is, and don't take this personally, Sanjay. I know your heart is in the right place, but if I'm not mistaken, your president of the Jharkhand Cricket Association, Amitabh Chaudhary, also attended the governing council meeting. Now, everybody is only asking one thing, that why do people keep their mouths quiet when Srinivasan is carrying out this charade, when this drama, this joke is carrying on? Why did Amitabh Chaudhary, for example, not stand up and say that, you know, you are insulting the people of this country, you are humiliating cricket lovers, this is a joke that you are carrying out and please don't do it. Why didn't Amitabh Chaudhary stand up and take a position like that? What is, and I'm not just saying Amitabh Chaudhary, I'd say many other state cricket associations, but because you're from Jharkhand, I want to ask you, why did Amitabh Chaudhary stay quiet?
What I feel, Arnab, what is happening to cricket, cricket is growing.
So why was Amitabh Chaudhary quiet?
Well, why would Mr. Amitabh Chaudhary speak out and get himself
what?
Something?
What something?
Say something which is more controversial. This is a matter that is in the judicial forum.
No, what's it? You won't speak out for the truth. You believe a wrong is going on and you'll keep quiet. What kind of?
No, I'm speaking the truth. It is a judicial thing. It is within the judiciary.
Sir, the BCCI is not a court, sir.
And the
BCCI meeting is not a court. The BCCI governing council meeting is not a court, sir. We have to speak up sometime for what is right and what is wrong.
I'm not telling you, but the board in its right can go and appeal in an upper court.
No, nobody's questioning the appeal. No, I'm not questioning the appeal. They have a right to do, and the Supreme Court will deal with it as it deems fit. But that's not the question. The question is, when Kishore Bhimani asked, why did everybody quiet? When Sadbing Jung asked, why is everybody quiet? Is this some cozy group of self-perpetuating individuals? Here's one question going on.
The single question is, what is the purpose of filing the SLP and what is behind filing the SLP? They are within their rights to do so. Today in the media release, they say that the reason why they're doing it is because they believe that the commission was properly constituted.
Everybody has...
That is completely incorrect. See what the judgment says. It negates their contentions. Today they still want to be present.
I've seen the judgment and I understand, but I think it's bigger than that. I think what Sadbin Jan, Bimal Soni and Kishore Bhimani are saying tonight,
what is the purpose?
Is bigger. That somewhere down the line.
Because there are scathing remarks against respondent number 2. What is the purpose of filing this?
It's not only legal, Amit. The point here is this.
Because there are scathing remarks against respondent number 2.
It's not. The point is this, that somewhere cricket lovers, isn't it, Saad? Cricket lovers.
Yes.
Somewhere the cricket lover is feeling offended in this.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's all it is.
Not only that, you know,
I agree
we also,
with you.
When
you know, the gentleman who was speaking before.
Arnab, I would like to speak.
Can I, Arnab, am I speaking?
Yeah, let Saad speak and then I'll come to Kishore da.
You know, Kishore, sorry Kishore for butting in, but the thing is that if you, the person who was speaking before me from that state association, I actually hear what he's saying, because the compromise that has been arrived at to form BCCI it starts from the state level itself. Correct. The state levels have been so badly compromised themselves with so many different issues that are happening there, that by the time it gets to the board, that compromise needs to be hidden and, you know, kept under the carpet, and the politicians use to hide scandals. So in the end, nobody wants skeletons to tumble out, and so God knows what deals are being played out and where. And who's being protected, only time will tell us.
Well, you know,
and that's the sad part.
You know, not all deals come out, but I know people are watching, aren't they, Kishore? People are watching this. And
they are watching. They are watching, and you know, Arnab, to say what Saad bin Jung is saying, I was listening with great attention, and I thought he's speaking a lot of sense. You know, we don't have to necessarily need legal eagles for this kind of thing. That today, what we are talking about, there is nothing sub judice about saying, why are you appealing? Why aren't you cleaning up your house?
Yes.
Why aren't you keeping to your promises that you are going to throw the dirt out of cricket?
Said.
All you are doing is survival.
Well said.
Mr. Srinivasan says, how can I stay here?
Yeah.
That is all there is, and I'm shattered. To me, this is a bad day for cricket.
Well, you know, we began the Newshour tonight by saying that Akhilesh Yadav has been given a responsibility to run Uttar Pradesh well. He doesn't own Uttar Pradesh. And similarly, the BCCI, as of today, has a responsibility to run cricket well. It doesn't own cricket. Thank you, gentlemen. We're all concerned. Thank you for joining us on the Newshour tonight. Thank you.